So I wanted to make this real quick. Did anybody else get a message recently from it was like People for Peace or Justice for Peace, and they were trying to get my take on the whole Israel Hamas thing. So they asked if I had a second to talk, and I was like, of course. So they texted me and they were like, oh, we're glad you want to talk about it. Some people find it too political and, don't really want to say how they feel about it. How do you feel about Israel, being able to defend themselves against, Hamas, basically? So I was like, look, I'm American. I believe America first. That being said, I was like, every country has the right to defend themselves, and protect their people. I was like, we certainly do. We have the Second Amendment. I was like, that being said, I also think that the government of Israel tries to use America as big brother to bail them out every time they bite off more than they can chew. So the AI texted back like, oh, fair point, but do you know that Hamas is digging tunnels to move weapons underneath schools and hospitals, and that's why, civilians are getting blown up because the terrorists, hide beneath them. And I let the cat out the bag too early. I should have said, no, I didn't know that. But I was like, yeah, that's the same talking points that I see on the mainstream media all the time. And the moment I said that, they stopped texting back, right? I was like, you there? Hello? I thought you cared about my perspective. You don't care about my perspective when it doesn't go along with your narrative? What's going on here? And I'm not saying that I'm pro-Hamas by any means. I'm America first, basically, is what I'm saying. But, so I quickly look up this Justice for People or Justice for whatever it was called. And, of course, the guy who owns it is a former Trump, secretary, or he was in the 2016 Trump administration. And he's got a 9 million or 9 billion. I know that's a big difference between the two. I forget exactly what it is. But he's got a defense contract with Israel. And I was like, wow, this is insane. It's Clock Tower X is the name of the company. But I wanted to know if anybody else got a message from them recently. And if so, let me know in the comments.